So 6 years ago, Scotty released this video about hybrid car electrical problems. And 2 months ago, he released a video about why not to buy a used hybrid car. Which the first video is actually about buying a used hybrid car too.
And now I'm going to use it as an example why you might not think about purchasing an older used hybrid car.
And the main crux of the video is a 2002 first-gen Prius. A car that at the time is 10 years old. The main crux of the video released this year, the same exact car from 6 years ago.
Well, we'll start with a little history lesson.
Aside from this creepy angle and Scotty talking about submarines, the two videos are actually pretty indistinguishable. He even recycles the footage from the last video, or at least I think he recycles footage. Scotty's such a cartoon character, it's hard to tell if this was 2 months ago or 6 years ago.
The Toyota Prius doesn't have an alternator. It uses a generator that's built into the transfer case.
So his whole problem, and the whole reason apparently that he hates hybrid cars,
Hybrid car.
is some lady brings in a 2002 Prius and it's not charging. The battery's not charging. So he checks the battery, he checks the charging circuit, nothing. Now watch this carefully and listen to see if there's anything missing.
And found out that it wasn't putting out any charging voltage at all. So I checked all the fuses and realized and they were all perfectly fine. Then I thought, hey, it just needs a new alternator.
So that quickly he decides it needs a new alternator. He obviously doesn't know that much about the Priuses, knowing that there is no alternator, but he doesn't bother to check the codes.
Now, if it would have been an older Toyota like this old Celica, the alternator's right here. You just take off a couple of bolts and a fan belt and replace the alternator.
But of course, Scotty couldn't resist comparing it to his beloved Celica. But the question still remains, where's the code, Scotty? This is not a Celica, this is a Prius. Now, his diagnosis may very well be right, and actually it is a pretty common problem, but I still want to hear a code.
The generator inside the transfer case here, it's not separately serviceable.
Huh?
I did a lot of research on the internet, and you have to buy the entire transfer assembly for $3,459.68.
So if the generator burns out, you have to buy an entirely new transmission?
And as if that wasn't bad enough, it takes over 10 hours of labor to take it all apart and put it all back together again.
Now, although that doesn't sound right, I can't confirm it because I've never had to take a CVT out of a Prius. But I do know that the stator motor in a Prius is replaceable without replacing the entire transmission. In fact, here's a mechanic doing just that, and she's pretty knowledgeable about the Priuses and the transmission and this problem, so I would suggest checking this video out.
So to be able to actually repair this unit as opposed to having to replace the entire assembly lists for over $4,000, whereas this part I can purchase for, list price is like $1,200. So $1,200 part versus a $4,000 part. I mean, it makes a huge difference. So this total cost of repair is about $2,500 out the door.
So most places are going to charge over $5,000 to do the job.
Now, I don't think Scotty's a bad mechanic. I just think he's old school, and these are new cars, and he's not used to them. He's stuck in a world of carburetors, distributors, and trunk keys. The world has moved on, and he is misleading his viewers. I'm not advocating that hybrids are a good idea or a bad idea, but basing your opinion on an entire technology on one broken car you see is flawed logic. You're a mechanic. All you see are broken cars. Cars today are safer, more efficient, and more comfortable. If you've ever ridden in an old car, and I mean a really old car, you realize how far we've come. Sure, they're cool, but they're loud, smoky, and either very hot or very cold. And they're also deadly. People today routinely walk away from head-on collisions. That didn't happen 30 years ago. It was pretty rare even 20 years ago. But all in all, I think Scotty fears this.
If only modern cars were as easy to fix with just a screwdriver.
He's in Plato's cave when it comes to cars, and he doesn't want to come out. Scotty should know that any 10-year-old car would have problems. And he made a video this year about a car from 2002. That's like somebody basing their opinion on HP or Dell from that time in 2012 when they saw a HP or Dell computer from 2002. The technology is much better. If you want a used hybrid car, just do your research. There are lots of choices out there. But like any used car, you're taking a risk. Alright guys, thanks a lot, appreciate it. If you agree or disagree, tell me in the comments why. Please subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.